This video is not intended for viewers under the age of 13. Viewer discretion is advised.
Hey everyone, welcome back. I know it's been a while, but had some things going on. I moved and I told them a card. All kinds of fun stuff going on. But that being said, let's get back to making some videos. We're going to start things off in my new setup by taking a look at the 2021 Transformers crossover with Ghostbusters. This is their version of Ectotron, which obviously transforms into Ecto-1. It's a nice package. He looks really cool. Great picture of the Ecto-1. Wonderful 1980s reminiscent artwork on the packaging itself. You got Slimer and his ghost pal. You got a nice looking IDW comic. Take a look at the back. You got that wonderful G1 style artwork. Looks great. You got a nice schematic here with a bio. So let's take a look at that. If you want to read it, go ahead and pause it right there. Take a look if you can. Now it's a shame this was torn up, but there were only two at Target, and this one was the better condition, so I picked it up. But all that being said, it's a great looking package, but we're not here to take a look at the packaging. Let's take a look at the Transformer. So let's get him out of there and see what he has in store for us. Stay tuned. Alright, so here we have Ectotron with everything he comes with in his package. First off, you get a nice green and white set of instructions. Does a very good job of getting you through the transformation, although it does suffer a little bit in this section on how to run the cords for the proton pack, but it does a pretty good job. You get Slimer, as well as Muncher from the upcoming movie. Now, neither one of these guys have actual pegs to stand on in robot mode. But, I mean, if you're displaying it, you can have them sit on the hoods, I guess. A little bit disappointing. But they are pretty cool that they were included. You get this nice IDW Transformers Ghostbusters comic. It's actually, it's pretty good. It's different order of events from when the Autobots leave Cybertron. Instead of the Decepticons following, they actually get stopped by a Transformer version of Gozer. So it was actually pretty interesting to read. And then you get the photon pack. Done pretty well. It's actually upside down. Got nicely detailed sculpting on it. All kinds of wires, bells and whistles. The rifle can actually come off. And the hose can detach from the rifle. It's got the plastic pegs going throughout. Different locations to attach to the rifle, and also to attach it to Ectotron in several different locations. But overall, it looks pretty good. No complaints as far as accessories go. And the proton pack can actually store, well, theoretically, store on his back. You've got this big hole in the center of the light bar, which corresponds with this long peg right here. And it slides on simply enough. The problem is it doesn't hold very well. So let's take a look at Ectotron himself. And from what I understand, this is a different head sculpt from the original edition. If it is, I'll see if I can put a picture of it right here. But I do like the night vision goggles look. Looks pretty good. Nice painted silver on the chest. Reads Ectotron. Nice grill detail on the shoulders. Coming down the front. Minimal paint apps, but there's some, like the red here on the wrists. Going down the legs. Nice white wall tires. Nicely detailed, and then feet are painted black. Rear bumper. In the back, I mean, it cleans up as much as you would think. It's definitely got kibble on the back here, but it looks really good. I mean, all the Ghostbuster symbols are there. They've added to it to make it look like the paint's cracking, which I think looks really good. It's a nice touch. Definitely makes the well, it definitely gives it the appearance that it is old and been stored in a barn somewhere. As far as articulation goes, head can go left or right. You can go up and down if you manipulate this in the chest, but it's not intended to. It's just basically left and right turning. A little bit disappointing. These portions of the shoulders are individually articulated, so you can raise those all the way up, and the arms can somewhat act independently. You can do a full 360 on the forearm. There's actually two joints, giving it the illusion of a double jointed elbow. You get one here and another one here, and utilizing them both, you do get a decent amount of posability with the arms. Hands, no swivel, and you can rock the wrist a little bit due to transformation, but that's about it. No waist swivel, no ab crunch. Legs can kick up to there, out to there, and back to there before they get hampered by the backpack. There is a single jointed knee, which I don't like this huge gap right here in bot mode, but that'll get you to 90. And then feet, no ankle rocker, just you can tilt up and down, but nothing to the side. So overall articulation on this guy is pretty limited. You can kind of fake more than 90 degrees on those knees, but it really doesn't give you much, and it's not worth it, to be honest. So there we have Ectotron in his bot mode. And I gotta say, for what he is, I mean, he's a pretty cool bot. He definitely fits the bill of being a Ectotron transformer. I honestly, I have no complaints, and I'm glad to have him as part of my collection. I mean, I'm a kid of the '80s, and to me, this is actually a pretty interesting and cool idea as far as a crossover goes. All right, let's get this guy transformed. First thing you want to do is definitely take off the proton pack. You want to go ahead and flip in the arms. Flip these guys to the side. Try and keep it on camera. Man, I'm rusty. Push the wheels and the hood up to meet with the rest of the hood. Do that on both sides. And then you want to rotate the arms up so they click into place. Go ahead and open up the chest. Flip the head in. Pivot the arms up. And pretty self-explanatory here. Now make sure that the wheel is pushed all the way up so everything lines up. Because you run into some gappage here. Anyhow, close up your heels, open up your legs, collapse them in, close these back up, lift up your feet, tab the roof in here. And go ahead and bring these down on this double hinge. You'll hear it click into place pretty well. We'll begin on this side. Make sure everything is all tabbed together. And essentially, there you go. That's the transformation. Pretty straightforward and simple. Now, the hard part is this mofo. So, you got to transform it and go ahead and unhook this hose because it'll hook into this hole right here. Swing this all the way around, and this peg will go into that hole. So he says. Now, the instructions say to put this nub into that little hole right there. But the problem is, do that all fine and dandy, doesn't stay very well. So it makes it difficult to actually run the hoses when you're going into bot mode or into alt mode. So you've got to do your best. To be honest, I'm probably going to do this off camera, but we'll give it a shot. I like to just take this guy off to get it out of the way. Oh, I forgot to lift this part up, but see, he came off already. Go ahead and take this guy off. I don't know, maybe I'll put some kikis in there trying to get it to stay better, but essentially you want to end up with this because these two prongs are going to go into these two holes. And the last prong will go into that hole. Let's see if we can get it done. And the way it attaches is these two big holes here go onto these two pegs, theoretically. So you kind of got to get the wire inside in order for this to work properly. We're going to be able to do it as I knock the camera. Let's go down a little bit. It's not easy for my sausages to do this kind of precision work. Wow, we got it. I'm gonna go have a drink after this. Okay, It's easier to do this here, in my opinion. Take the big prong on the rifle and stick it into the hole here that you created when you lifted this guy up. And then this ladder, which just dangles along the side the whole time, plugs in here and in here. So there you go, one fully transformed Ghostbusters Ectotron. So I gotta admit, I mean, for what he is, this guy's pretty spot on, and he looks really good. All the intricacies in the proton pack and the detail. I mean, granted the wires are a little bit of a pain in the butt to mess around with, but it's definitely Ecto-1. Looks really good in my opinion. Got great white wall details. I mean, silver paint on the rims. Let's do a little more detail here. Got nice red paint on the fins. Going across the back, you got the cracked up Ghostbuster symbol, as well as that typical Ecto-1 license plate. Nice transparent tail light covers, as well as blue clear light covers on the top. Nice silver paint on those wheels. Those wheels look pretty good in my opinion. But coming down the side, I wish they could have done a little more with the windows, maybe give us some tint or something, just so it doesn't look like plastic that's been formed into windows to make a transformer. But nicely done in my opinion. Bumper looks really good with all the weathering. Nice painted Cadillac symbol, and again Ecto-1. Yeah. Spotlight painted blue, and then the ones on the roof have clear lens covers. Alright. Nice detail all along this guy. Looks really good in my opinion. Alright, let's do a few more comparisons. Here he is with Siege Wheeljack. Just for the ability to say we can, here he is with a masterpiece car. And the only comparison that matters, once again, here he is with Gigawatt. Two amazing crossover figures. This guy is actually one of my favorite pickups from 2020. This guy, I don't know. We'll see if he makes it for the list of 2021. But I gotta be honest, we missed something very vital. There we go. He looks really good in both modes. Alright guys, final thoughts. What can I say? He's a fairly well done bot. I do have an issue with the huge gaps in front of the knees. He's got quite a bit of waffling in the legs, and let's be honest, his backpack is pretty obnoxious. But that being said, I mean, they had to take a Cadillac hearse and do something with it, and to be honest, I think they did the best job that they can do. I do realize this is the second release of this guy, but he's really well done. He's right up there with the quality and appearance of Gigawatt, a bot that I really do enjoy. You get two ghosts with it. What can I say? Accessories. If there's an accessory that you would want with this guy, a ghost definitely needs to be it. Especially Slimer. Slimer doesn't get enough love nowadays, if you know what I mean. But do I recommend this guy? Well, that's up to you. If you want something that is definitely reminiscent of the 80s toys, something that's a shout out bringing old to new, then definitely go for it. It's a great precursor to an upcoming movie, which it's not really, in my opinion, a reboot of Ghostbusters. It's a continuation, like 30 years later. So, yeah, I recommend him. I do recommend trying to find them on sale if you can, because $49.99 seems a bit steep, but you get a IDW comic in a fairly well put together box. So I'm actually really enjoying these crossover vehicles that they're putting out. Now I do have the X-Men Stealth on the way. I can't remember the bot's name. Let me know in the comments if you can remember what it is, but I've got him pre-ordered with Target, so as soon as I get him in, we'll be doing another one of these. But until then, thank you for watching. It's great to be back. Sorry I moved and all kinds of, well, just to say stuff hit the fan. 2020, right? Anyhow, it's great to be back. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you again next time.